טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is to sit with my brothers. How good it is to be with my sisters. How good it is to be with my family. How good it is to be with community. Hine ma tov umana'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umana'im, shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is to be with my sisters. How good it is to be with my brothers. How good it is to be with my family. How good it is to be with community. Hine ma tov umana'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umana'im, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umana'im, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome to our Shabbat evening service. We love getting to bring Shabbat in with you from our living rooms to your living rooms where you're participating with us. A reminder, if you're watching right now via live stream on YouTube or on Facebook, come join us in the Zoom so we can see you and you can see us. It'll just be a nicer, more intimate experience. We'll feel like you're singing along with us, which is what we love. We're going to begin our service this evening with Shiru Ladonai. We're in the Siddur Lev Shalem, and we're on page 13.
Thanks. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai. Shiru Ladonai, shir chadash. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, shir chadash. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz. Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Sing a new song. Sing a new song unto the Lord, unto the Lord. Sing all the world a new song. One more time. Sing a new song unto the Lord. Sing a new song, sing a new song, all the world. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz.
We'll continue now with Lecha Dodi. We'll recite the first verse and the last verse. The first verse is on page 23, and the last verse is on page 25. And when we get to that last verse, we'll invite you to stand and face the door, face the entrance of whatever room you happen to be sitting in right now. Page 23, Lecha Dodi.
All right, it's Shabbat. We have to be joyous. We have to enjoy. And nothing makes you more joyful than the banjo, unless you're in an elevator. Okay, here we go. Lecha dodi likrat kala, lecha dodi likrat kala, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabla, lecha dodi likrat kala, shamor zachor v'dibur echad, ishmiyanu el hamichad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad Shem tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yeehaw! Lecha dodi likrat kala, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabla, lecha dodi likrat kala. Boi v'shalom atzeret b'hala, גם בשמחה ובצהולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת מקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה. One more time, here we go. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, יהה! לך דודי לקראת קהלה, לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת מקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קהלה.
What a fun Lecha Dodi. Thank you, Chazan Stein. We will remain standing. If you're already standing, we'll remain standing for Baruch, page 39A. I know Chazan Stein has a quick instrument change there.
Yeah. I don't know. If I could all play them all at once, that would be amazing. Here we go. Ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai Hamivorach. Your turn, everyone. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach le'olam va'ed. יברך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. Everyone, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai.
You may be seated. We'll continue with Ki Hem Chayenu. We're on page 40.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
We're excited to have Jaden Rosansky with us, who is going to be celebrating her bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. And in preparation for that, she's going to be leading us in some of our prayers this evening. She'll start with the Shema. We're on page 41. Jaden, go ahead and unmute and get started.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher Anohi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shivtecha b'lenecha v'tibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'shokbecha u'v'kimecha u'kshartam le'o al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'kshavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'yisharecha.
Excellent job. We're going to continue silently to ourselves at the top of page 42. Jaden's going to continue with Lema'an Tizkeru at the bottom of page 42.
Lema'an tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kadoshi Eloheihem ani Adonai Eloheihem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Eloheihem Adonai Eloheihem Amen.
Excellent job, Jaden. Thank you. We're getting warmed up for tomorrow morning. We'll continue now with Mi Chamocha, page 44.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות O Seifele, Nora Tehilot, O Seifele, Yai bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye bye bim bam, Yai bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye bye bim bam, Ay 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 ay, ya la la bye bim bam, Ay 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 la la bye bim bam. Ma'alechutecha ra'u banecha bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe anu shira chadosha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Yalai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yalai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yalalai lai 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 ונאמר כי ודע אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We continue on page 45 with Ufros Aleinu.
Ufros Aleinu Sukkah, Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu, Sukkot, Shlomecha, hey, 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 yalai, lai, lai, yalai, lai, lai, yalai, lai, 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 yalai, lai, 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 Ufros Aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shlomecha, hey, 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 yalai, lai, lai, hey, yalai, lai, lai, yalai, lai, 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 yalai, lai, 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 yalai, lai, 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 lai.
Aiden's going to lead us again. We're on page 46 for Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat v'aser et ha-Shabbat le'Jordan b'ri olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat v'aser et ha-Shabbat le'Jordan b'ri olam. Beni uvnei b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat v'aser et ha-Shabbat le'Jordan b'ri olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat v'aser et ha-Shabbat le'Jordan b'ri olam. U'v'yom hashvi shavat v'yinafash, shavat v'yinafash, shavat v'yinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat ועשה את השבת לדור דמרי עולם.
Awesome job. So I want to share with you an old Jewish story. Maybe you've heard it before, and there's always something new to glean from it, especially in the new year. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, there was a city that had two synagogues in it. One synagogue had a gorgeous Torah. It was wrapped in golden velvet. It had golden crowns. And the congregation loved this Torah so much. They gave it so much kavod, so much honor and respect, that for them, to respect it, they kept it in the ark all the time. I mean, they didn't want to break it. They didn't want anything to happen to it. They had to keep it in the ark because, God forbid, something should happen to their amazing, beautiful Torah. But the other synagogue in town didn't have a Torah, but they desperately wanted one. And these people loved Torah so much, they wanted to learn from it and read it and celebrate it. So since they didn't have a Torah of their own, they took 2 sticks of wood and a long piece of blank parchment, and they would pretend that it was a Torah. And they would have one member of their community who had memorized the entire Torah. She knew the whole thing by heart. She would read from it each week. And she would be pretending to read words off of what was, of course, the blank parchment for the whole community. Everybody would listen intently and be really quiet listening to her read. And between the Aliyot, they would discuss the meaning of every single word, how it applied to their lives, what they could learn from it. Now, one week, someone from that first synagogue, the one with the gorgeous Torah wrapped in velvet, locked away in the ark, walked into the synagogue and heard a strange noise. It sounded kind of like a scratching noise. So he looked everywhere to figure out where that noise was coming from. And finally, he realized it was coming from inside the ark. So he's thinking to himself, is somebody in there? What's going on? Is there an animal in there? So he slowly approached the ark and opened it just a little crack, and the door swung wide open. Swarms of letters started pouring out of the ark. They were flying right off the Torah scroll and pouring out of the ark. Now, of course, this man was in shock, and he said to the letters, "Where are you going? Why are you leaving? Look at how well we've treated you here. We've kept you in this amazing golden velvet with golden crowns. We keep you safely stowed away in this beautiful ark, protected so that nothing could ever happen to you. Where are you going?" The letters answered him, "We're lonely. We need people to read us and learn from us and celebrate our teachings." The man kept protesting, but the letters went ahead anyway and went straight out of the synagogue. The man ran after them, crying, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" The letters motioned to him, "Follow us." So the man ran behind the letters, following them down the street. And finally, they reached their destination, the synagogue with no Torah. As they opened the door, that congregation was doing Hagbah. They were lifting up the Torah, the pretend Torah, of course. That was all they had. And all of a sudden, as they were doing Hagbah, the letters marched onto that blank parchment and arranged themselves perfectly into words and then verses and finally into columns. Everyone was in awe. "It's a miracle," they were saying. "Our Torah has become real." The people started dancing around the Torah. The man from the first synagogue was in shock to see people dancing around the Torah. He said, "What are you doing? How can you dance with the Torah? It's so holy. It's meant to be revered." And the people from the second synagogue said to him, "Of course, how can you not dance with the Torah? It's so holy that we have to interact with it. We have to study it. We have to read it and discuss it. And most of all, we have to enjoy it." That kind of joy, that's how we're meant to experience Judaism. It's not supposed to be locked up or inaccessible behind some kind of ark that we can't get to. It's supposed to be fun and exciting so that every day we feel lucky to be Jewish, lucky to have the Torah in our hands. During these pandemic days, I know it's really hard to feel that very much is fun and exciting, but I hope that we find ways to allow Judaism to bring joy into our lives. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue now as we start preparing for the Amidah. We'll continue with Chatzi Kaddish in the Siddur on page 46.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמירה במבורך לעלם לעלמי עלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דהמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
We'll rise and take some time to daven the silent Amidah. It begins on page 47 and continues through page 52. But first, we'll begin with the first 6 words out loud together.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfotai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Agim Latecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sotai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufi Agim Tehilatecha. Shalom Ra al Yisrael Amcha V'al Kol Yoshevei Tevel. Shalom Ra al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha V'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lecha HaShalom. Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lecha HaShalom. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Ve'benecha livarem et Amcha Yisrael, B'chol eit u'b'chol sha'ah, Bishlomecha. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam, Tasim Le'olam, Tasim
All right, if we have any kids who are watching or the young at heart, that's good too. Call your kids into the room so we can do a blessing of the children. And I think, these blessings, they work by Zoom too. So if you want to bless somebody who's on another Zoom screen, just reach out your hand and we're going to feel that blessing. So we'll start with a blessing for any of the boys who might be with us or the young at heart. Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. And now we'll do a blessing for the girls. So if you're blessing a girl, you can reach your hand out. Yisimech Elohim Kisara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. And now we'll do a blessing for everyone. So everyone, hand on somebody else's head or your own head, whoever's head you're blessing. Exactly. You got it. I see it going on there. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. We wish all of you, every child on this call, adult on this call, peace and happiness and health, and in particular in this new year of 2021, a year of much more health and happiness than we saw in 2020. We're going to continue now with Kiddush, and Jaden, are you ready to lead us again? We're going to have everyone rise if you're able to for Kiddush on page 76. If you have some wine or grape juice and you want to join with us, grab your wine or grape juice and Jaden will lead us.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishan b'mitzvotav v'rasav lanu, v'shabbat kodesh v'ahav ratzon hilanu. Zikaron ma'aseh b'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah. Lamikra Kodesh, Zehayitziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Vahalta, Veltanu Kidashta, Mikol Hamim, Veshabbat Kodesh, Yahava Uvatzon, Pinhatanu, Baruch Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Take a sip of that grape or wine, Jaden. You deserve it. Great job tonight. In a moment, we're going to continue with Aleinu. But before we do, I just want to make an announcement for anyone who has a friend, relative who's trying to join us on Zoom. You can just let them know they'll need to use their full name in order to be admitted. If it says something like Zoom user, unfortunately, for security reasons, we're not able to admit that person. So with that, we'll have you remain standing if you were already standing for Kiddush. Aleinu is on page 56.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו השמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו עינות, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום בהשבותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת. עינות, על כן נקבל לך. הכתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
As we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish, this week we're lovingly holding in our memories the following yahrzeits: Theodore Alper, Robert Black, Ida Cohen, Goldie Goldstein, Henry Harrison, Josh Kay, Irene Kleinberg, Samuel Moss, Dolores Plaster, Ida Sampson, Aaron Studman, Sarah Wenk, Rose Bauer, Rivka Bentel, Robert Dinsfried, Harry Ferdman, Minna Greenlinger, Milton Hart, Florence Crystal, Murray Prince, Sylvia Silvers, Lillian Azus, Beatrice Gordon, Meyer Hockman, Harold Horwitz, Sanford Mosenson, Cecilia Patent, Clara Rubenstein, Etta Vogel, Louis Zigman, Gertrude Appleby, Vivian Atkins, Mary Butler, Simon Chester, Spencer Gilbert, Morris Cross, Alfred Kurtzer, David Lasco, Robert Michelson, Arthur Rosenthal, Donald Buzz Cohen, Martin Javits, Louis Lobel, Harry Miller, Beatrice Rubin, Ezra Sitt, Marilyn August, Albert Green, William Jackson, Kenneth Lever, Anna Lichtman, Anna Mann, Ann Pomerantz, Jacob Rosenbaum, Dave Warner, Rhonda Yellen, Morris Appleby, Haim Bender, Jack Diamond, Rachel Goldman, and Rose Skolnick. We're also mourning a number of bereavements from this past week. Estella Escalante, who's the grandmother of Andrea Lewis, Gilbert Jacobs, the father of Jody Levine, Aaron Stewart Dubin, the brother of Deborah Rosenberg, Ronnie Greenberg, mother of Jill Rosenfeld and also former office manager at Temple Aliyah, and Thelma Perkin, mother of Sam Perkin. Our thoughts are with those families who are mourning their loved ones this week. For anyone who has a need or desire to recite Mourner's Kaddish, whether you're in a period of mourning or observing a yahrzeit, we'll invite you to rise. You can unmute yourself if you like, but be aware that you may show up on the live stream if you do that. And we'll join together on page 58 for Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal
Gadash,
Divra Kirute Amlik Malki Yomechon Israel Beit Israel Bizman Rabba Bebarach Olam Olamei Amaya Yitbarach Babach Ba'ar Mambit Kadar Alemi Halal Eshtabrihu Ve'ela Minho Berkatav Shirata Katav Kahiran Da'avi Lama Rata Minshaya Zetai Aleinu Be'alkul Israel V'Yisru Me'o Osat Adon Bibarach Yatzek Aleinu Be'alkul Yisrael All right, as we come to the conclusion of our service, we have some announcements for you. First of all, tomorrow morning, please join us for our virtual Shabbat morning service at 10:30, where we are delighted to be celebrating the bat mitzvah of Jaden Rosansky. Make sure to have your lunch ready before the service so that afterwards we can all enjoy a nice virtual kiddush lunch together. Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, please join Chazan Mimi for spiritual and meditative sacred space minyan. She'll help you start the year off with some calm. Next Shabbat, tune in for the celebration of the bar mitzvah of Benjamin Rasibi during our Shabbat morning service at our usual 10:30 time. Most importantly, we want you to know we're here for you. Our office is closed these days, and most of our staff continues to work from home. So the best way to contact us is by email. You can find all of our emails on our website, but we always are here for you if you're in need of any assistance during what we know is a challenging time. We wish you a Shabbat Shalom and, of course, a Happy New Year, a happy 2021. And we'll conclude with some singing of Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.